ladies and gentlemen, I sometimes get some pretty cool guests to come on here, indie wrestlers, guys who play on The Walking Dead. I've had some little posers from another YouTube channel that think that they're wrestlers, but they're not. I've had them all on the interview, but I had the distinct honor of getting the 16-time world champion, John Cena, here inside the squared circle, and I'm going to bring him in right now. What's up, John?
Do 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 do. How's it going there, Big Kev? It's been a long time since I've been on your podcast because you've been talking to a bunch of people that like to no sell to John Cena, and so I kind of boycotted it because they all no sell to John Cena, and but I'm back here again on your podcast again, there, Big Kev.
Hey, it's 20 years of the Doctor of Thugonomics, 20 years of Cena Nation. The WWE is going to be celebrating.
Yeah, see, I what happened was I went back and I said, Vince, you better sell. You better sell to John Cena. I said, I want this wrestling company. I want it to be called Worldwide Sports of John Cena, and I demanded it. And he goes, well, I'm not going to do that, but we can have a 20-year anniversary of John Cena. And do you remember The Rock having a 20-year anniversary of all the contributions, or the Hulk Hogan? But John Cena does. John Cena has a John Cena night.
So when you ever fully retire from wrestling, do you think you're going to have a bigger Hall of Fame induction than The Undertaker?
Whenever I've already been talking to my daddy Vince about that, and I told him I want the WWE Hall of Fame to be called the John Cena Hall of Fame of WWE of all professional wrestlers, and because it better sell. The WWE Hall of Fame better sell to John Cena, Big Kev. It better sell.
Well, I have to ask though. I know you're doing movies now, and I know that you are now playing the Peacemaker from the Peacemaker character. You made the Suicide Squad movie great.
Well, you got to understand that there's an art form to no selling, and John Cena says I'm not going to sell to anybody, and that movie they just said, well, they had a totally different script for Peacemaker, where Peacemaker dies at the beginning with everybody else. And I said, well, you could just throw this shit right the hell out. I want a role where I don't have to sell, that I could be the best at everything. And they went back and they rewrote Peacemaker, and they said, well, we'll make Peacemaker where he never has to sell. And I said, you better sell to John Cena, or I'll tell my daddy Vince. And my daddy Vince won't even allow any of the DC people in the WWE, because my daddy Vince says you better sell to John Cena.
Do you think that you think your daddy Vince could beat up Tony Khan?
My daddy Tony better sell to John Cena, because we see he's got CM Punk, who tried to no sell to John Cena at one point in time, but we don't really talk about CM Punk. And in fact, I told my daddy Vince, you better go ahead and find a way to get rid of CM Punk. I said, this isn't going to work. We need to cut CM Punk. We need to go ahead and give CM Punk the Chris Benoit treatment, because he's trying to no sell to John Cena. So I said, we got to get him out of here. And he wasn't, because CM Punk, he wasn't going to quit. And I told my daddy Vince, there's this guy, he does e-feds, and his name is Tony Khan. Just give him some money and let him start a wrestling promotion, and then go send CM Punk to go work for this e-fed Tony Khan guy, because he had an e-fed, Kev. And I said, this is perfect. He could just go ahead and we can send CM Punk to AEW, and then he can go no sell to Kenny Omega, and he can stop no selling to me. That was my idea, Big Kev. I'm behind all of AEW wrestling.
So, what do you think of MJF's promo? He pretty much went. It seemed like to me he wants to go to WWE. So, if he goes to WWE, will you make MJF sell to you?
I'm telling my daddy Vince because it doesn't look like MJF is going to no sell to John Cena, and we can't have any more of that. In fact, I look at that and that promo looked just like the CM Punk promo, just like the CM Punk promo, and I said, well, this shit isn't going to work for me, Vince. We need to bring in people that's going to sell. They need to sell to John Cena, and MJF doesn't look like one of them guys that's going to sell too well to John Cena. He just acts like he's not even selling to Tony Khan. And I was the one that told my daddy Vince, hey, you give Tony Khan some money and let him go ahead and open up AEW wrestling. And I said, then we can send CM Punk and then we can cut him out of the WWE.
Well, now that they're filming Fast 10, they're filming Fast 10 Part 1 and 2. Are you going to be a part of Fast 10, or has Vin Diesel not called you?
Well, the thing is that Vin Diesel needs to sell, and he doesn't understand. If Vin Diesel wants to make money, you sell to John Cena, and he's not wanting to sell to John Cena. So I'm not exactly sure. It's a tentative situation between me and Vin Diesel because I tell you what happened. Whenever I first went on to the Fast and the Furious set, Vin Diesel come up to John Cena. He goes, you better sell. You better sell to Vin Diesel. And I said, no, you better sell. You better sell to John Cena, Vin Diesel. And then Vin Diesel, you know what? He had the balls to sit there and say, no, you better sell John Cena. And I went back, and you know what I did? I had enough of this. And I said, no, you better sell Vin Diesel. And then Vin Diesel came back, and he says, no, John Cena, you better sell. And we just haven't worked out, all of this right here, Big Kev, because, this is, they need to sell to John Cena. And Vin Diesel and me got into a big blow up argument. He's like, I better sell. And no, Vin Diesel, you need to sell to John Cena.
So it sounded like to me you had the same problem that Dwayne had against Vin Diesel.
Yeah, because Vin Diesel, he don't want to sell. He don't want to sell. And you seen that the movie didn't do so well in the box offices and the interest in Fast and the Furious. And if that would have changed if you would have sold to John Cena a little bit more. And so, I mean, there's only so much I can do. I can't make Vin Diesel sell to John Cena, but my daddy Vince can. My daddy Vince, I'm going to tell my daddy Vince that, Vin Diesel, he's not selling to John Cena. And then that means that Vin Diesel will have to come out and he'll have to sell to John Cena. He'll have to sell to John Cena in the next film.
Well, a lot of people talk about the last time they saw you in the ring was SummerSlam last year. You actually put over Roman Reigns. Was that by design, or did Daddy Vince tell you?
Came out and he said, well, John Cena, you're doing Fast and the Furious, and we need to go ahead and we need to get over Roman Reigns. And I said, well, if I go in that ring, Roman better sell. He better sell to John Cena. But my daddy Vince said, well, if you sell this time to Roman Reigns, you can come back later on after you become a big star, in your film career like I have already with Peacemaker and Fast and the Furious. And you can come back and you can do like The Rock did. You could do a reverse Rock and you can make Roman Reigns, who will be the top guy, you can make him sell. And I says, well, he better sell. So if I have to go out and sit there and sell to Roman Reigns, he better sell to John Cena whenever John Cena comes back and is a big movie star just like his cousin The Rock is.
Well, now that you got married to this brunette that was not Nikki Bella, but how's the wedding going? How's the marriage going?
Well, I'm still a little upset about the Nikki Bella situation because she's with that Atrium guy, and I paid for those boobies, Kevin, and it's not fair. It's not fair. I paid for those boobies, and he gets to touch the boobies that I paid for. Kev, and that still it's kind of upsets me because I spent good money on those boobies for Nikki Bela for him to get to enjoy them. I should be able to sue him like Amber Heard sued Johnny Depp. I should be able to, and it's just not fair. I should just go ahead and start the hashtag Me Too movement because that Atrium guy is touching the boobies, my boobies that I paid for Nikki Bela. It's just not fair, Big Kev. What do you think, dude? That's not fair, is it, Big Kev?
Honestly, if I was in your shoes, no, it would not be fair. Like if I paid boobies for the name, went somewhere else, I'd be upset as well.
It's just not right. And then now somebody else is playing with the boobies that I paid for. I don't even if you bought a Nintendo Switch and all of a sudden Duke Bothers is playing your Nintendo Switch and doesn't let you play your Nintendo Switch. Does that's not fair, Big Kev, because you paid for the Nintendo Switch, but he's getting to take advantage of it and everything.
Well, but you know what though? But you're married to a pretty woman, so she's even prettier than Nikki. So now you get boobies all you want.
But it's the principle of the matter. I already paid for those boobies, and somebody else is playing with those boobies that I paid for. And it's just not fair, Big Kev. And yeah, I got my wife, and that's good. She's great. She's special. But I paid for those boobies, and I want my boobies back. I don't care. I'll make an ashtray out of them. I don't care, Big Kev, because I paid for those boobies.
Now, the question though is, John Cena, is what are you gonna do now? Like, are you? The rumor is that you might be coming back this summer to WWE to do some stuff at SummerSlam, which is going to be in my hometown in Nashville, which would be good to see you. And if I was in the ring, I would sell for you. Believe me.
See, that's why you're one of a kind, Kev, because you're gonna sell. You're gonna sell to John Cena. The idea is that, and I'm trying to pitch this, and I'm having complications of pitching this, but I went to my daddy Vince, and I said, it's in Nashville, and you know what I really want, my daddy Vince. You know what I want? I want Jerry the King Lawler to sell to John Cena in Nashville. That's what I want. Jerry the King Lawler to sit there and come out as Jerry the King Lawler, face John Cena, and give me the crown and says, I am officially selling to John Cena.
You know what you can also go do too is they're having a star casting and they're going to be doing the last Jim Crockett show with Ric Flair's last match, 16-time world champ versus 16-time world champ.
Yeah, he better sell to John Cena. That's all I know is he better sell. You need to go ahead and say, you know what? This is what Ric Flair comes out, and this is my idea. This would be a great show. This is gonna get infinity ratings. It's gonna be rated so high. But what happens is Ric Flair comes out and says, you know what? I never was as good as John Cena, even in my prime. So I'm going to go ahead and give my 16-time world champion reigns to John Cena, and John Cena becomes a 32-time world champion.
It's a compromise. But there's this young superstar on WWE called Austin Theory, or Theory now, who seems to be infatuated with you. He's been trying to mess with you on Twitter. I guess he wants a SummerSlam match with you because he wants to do a selfie.
Well, the idea of a match between Austin Theory and John Cena goes like this. Austin Theory comes out, because it's always the low card guy that comes out first, Big Kev. It always is in wrestling. And then all of a sudden, he's in the ring and, he's jumping up and down because he's excited because he gets to face John Cena. and then all of a sudden the lights go out, and all of a sudden you hear do 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 do. You can't see me, and John Cena comes out and goes to the ring, and then immediately Austin Fury sells to John Cena. That's the ideal match for Austin Fury.
So another thing too is I heard that Tony Khan tried contacting you, but
Well,
he didn't have enough money in the bank for John Cena.
Well, see, all the guys that he gets, there's a height requirement in AEW, and John Cena is over 6 feet tall, and so the deal is that Tony Khan calls me up and he goes, I want you to come in because all these people, I need an NWO, and I need people to sell. I need people to sell to John Cena, and John Cena says, well, I'm interested, and so Tony Khan asked me, how tall are you, John Cena? And I said, well, I'm about 6'1", 6'2", and Tony Khan says, oh, that's going to be a problem. I need you to be 5'3". Can you saw off a few inches of your ankles? I said, no, I'm not doing that because people need to sell to John Cena, and they're not going to sell to John Cena at 5'7". All right, Tony, that's just ridiculous. So, and I'm going to tell my daddy Vince to take back all that money that he gave you for your little A&W wrestler for your E-Fed there, and put it and make and buy people that'll sell to John Cena, Tony.
Well, I'll tell you what, though, I would put you on my FWE Fed. I'd have to tell all the guys that they got to sell to you.
They better sell to John Cena. You better sell because John Cena comes in and he brings the ratings in. And that's why WWE says we need John Cena back and we need to start selling to John Cena so we can make money. And that's what they like. They like to make money. And John Cena gets a piece of that money because you can't see me. And just like that time where I met Joe, you didn't see Joe Biden. Joe Biden shook hands with me, but it looked like he wasn't shaking hands with anybody because you can't see John Cena.
Speaking of which, though, have you ever thought about running for president, Mr. Cena?
Well, I don't know who I would run against. It doesn't matter if it's Trump or if it's Joe Biden, whoever it is. They better sell to John Cena. You better sell. You better sell to John Cena. Even if it's Barack Obama, you better sell Barack Hussein Obama. Even if it's George Bush, you better sell. You better sell to John Cena.
I heard a rumor that you might be buying CNN and calling it the Cena News Nation.
But yeah, and I need to hire people that'll go out there and sell to John Cena. Just go out there and tell people the good word of John Cena and what John Cena has done for this world. You know what I'm saying? And, trying to, I'm thinking about creating a religion of Cenaism, actually. And, it would be similar to like Jehovah's Witnesses, only it's going to be John Cena witnesses of going out and telling how great John Cena is, Big Kev. And, I need all the help I can get. But yeah, the Cena News Network, certainly, that's an operation that I've been working on for a while now.
If people want to know how Big Kev stays in shape, I call Cena and I follow Cena's workout advice.
Yeah, because John Cena, you watched that match. I told the Big Show and I told Edge, I went out and I told him, you better sell. You better sell. Edge, you better hop on the Big Show's back. And Big Show, you better hop on my back. And then you better let me, give you the the FDA or whatever. I says, you better sell to John Cena. You better sell.
You know who else I think should sell to you if you come here to Nashville? I think you should make Derrick Henry sell to you too.
Yeah, Derrick Henry, he better sell. He doesn't sell to the Jacksonville Jaguars at all. And Tony Khan, that's one of the people that, Tony Khan tries to go down there and he goes, there's a problem there's a problem. We have a problem, Vince. Derrick Henry, he's no selling to my Jacksonville Jaguars. Every time he comes down here, he rushes for like 400 yards and 16 touchdowns in one game. Hell, he makes a career out of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And Tony Khan says, this Derrick Henry, he's becoming a problem because he's starting to no sell. He's starting to no sell to Tony Khan.
Something else too. A lot of people don't know this. I know you're from West Newberry. I know you live in Florida now. But a lot of people don't know that you are secretly a Dallas Cowboy fan.
Well, see, you got to understand. You got to understand that the perfect art of no selling. I got that from Roger Staubach back in the days, and Troy Aikman and all the Dallas Cowboys. They knew how to no sell. They would no sell the Denver Broncos. They would no sell the Buffalo Bills. They no sold the Miami. The 49ers and the Miami Dolphins, and Dallas knows how to no sell, and that's where I learned the art of no selling, Kev.
So Jerry Jones, I know he doesn't no sell to anybody. Jerry Jones definitely no sells to anybody in the NFL.
Yeah, Jerry, he knows how to no sell. He invented the art, and in fact, I read his book, The Art of the No Sell, and it was a good book, and that's how I learned how to no sell.
Now, one of the reasons why I brought you on the show is one of your biggest fans, Bearstown. He requested to have you on here. He's like, I want to see Cena back on here. And you even got Bearstown believing in Cena. Bearstown, you can't even see him anymore.
Well, I tell you this, Bearstown, you need to go to your little Chicago White Sox. Go out there in the damn dugout. It doesn't matter. John Cena gives you permission to go out there in the dugout of your Chicago White Sox. And this is what Bearstown needs to do. He needs to go in that dugout, and he needs to go out there and say, you better stop no selling to every team. Because y'all are selling in far too much here. You better stop no selling. You better not no sell to the next team. That's what he needs to do, because I guarantee you, I'm thinking about scheduling a match at WrestleMania against the Chicago White Sox, because they're selling to everybody now. Hell, they're in the market. It's a hot market. You could probably book the Chicago White Sox to sell to you right now, Big Cat.
What's interesting is I heard that you actually helped the Titans get Malik Willis because he believes in John Cenaism.
Yeah.
And then I heard you told Ryan Tannehill that he needs to sell to Malik Willis.
Yeah, he needs to sell, because you got to understand that John Cena offers courses of no selling. And I can tell you that one of my top graduates is Malik Willis. And Malik Willis was a good student at NSU No Sell University, and he graduated with honors. And I can tell you that, you give him a few years of learning that Tennessee system, and y'all are going to be no selling in no time, Big Kev. You're going to no sell to the Bengals. You're going to no sell to the Bills. You're going to no sell to the Chargers and to the Patriots. You're going to be no selling to everybody.
Back in 2011, Miss Cena, you were on Raw. Austin Stone Cold was on there, and you were also on the Tough Enough show, and you said, "Hey, my dream match is to be with you." How did it make you feel that Austin came out of retirement to wrestle Kevin Owens but not John Cena?
Well, here's the deal. You already know Steve Austin, and he likes to no sell. He was supposed to have a match with Brock Lesnar, and Steve Austin came back and said, you better sell to Steve Austin. You better sell. And so Stone Cold says, I want John Cena to sell to Stone Cold. And I told Vince, hell no, that looks like a job for Kevin. So that's how that match happened.
And I heard that y'all was supposed to have a match between you and Hogan in 2008, but Hogan had a mysterious back injury. Was it because Hogan didn't want to sell to you?
And he didn't want to sell to John Cena. And, Hogan's not going to sell. You're not going to come into my ring and tell me that you're not going to sell.
I don't know if you heard about this wrestling promotion on YouTube. They're called the Wrestling Show. By Matt and Kate Jones. They're a galactic champion, and they're each other's champion. I know Kate Jones is a big fan of you, but they don't no sell to nobody. What would happen if Cena went on there? Would you
They
no sell?
better sell to join Cena. They better sell to join Cena. Let me tell you something right now, Matt and Kate. You better sell to join Cena. I see you out here trying to no sell to the Undertaker. That's not going to work with John Cena.
I'll tell you guys. I even trained with Cena to get back in the ring. He will no sell. I mean, I hit him with everything I can hit him with, and he still was like,
He can't. He couldn't beat my move of the kick out at 2. That's my best move, the kick out at 2.
and your 6 moves of doom. I mean,
Yeah,
once that happens, it's lights out.
yeah. And then John Cena does this right here, do it, and Cena's up, and then he does the 5 knuckle shuffle.
And then you learn that spinning back fist from Jackie Chan, or did Jackie Chan learn that from you?
He learned I invented it. I said, "Watch this, Jackie," and I was just playing around. And he said, "That's pretty cool. I'm gonna use that in a movie." And I says, "Okay." And I didn't think about it later on until he became a successful movie and made millions of dollars. And I said, "Well, hell, I should have kept that for myself. I would have had millions of dollars, just like I would have. I would have been in. I would have been in Rush Hour with Chris Tucker if I would have kept that move." So I took it back, and I'm gonna end up using that myself.
So what is John Cena's pet peeves? Like what pisses John Cena off?
When people no sell to join Cena,
And
like
when you
I
pay for
tell you a
movies, you
story,
play.
Big Kev. I'll tell you a story. I'll tell you this is a true story too. This is a true story. You want to know what happened, Big Kev?
Hmm?
You want to know what happened? Okay, I'll tell you what happened. This is a true story. So I went to my daddy Vince and I said, "Man, this Shield, man, it's getting a lot of attention. People are liking the Shield. What we really need is for John Cena to come out and no sell to the Shield." And to come over and get a victory over the Shield and have the Shield better sell. They better sell to John Cena, and that would boost up ratings. That's what I said. But you want to know what that no good bastard Ryback did? You want to know, Big Kev?
Sure, what I do.
Kev, he went back and he goes up to the Shield and he says, "John Cena's trying to no sell to you guys." And he's going to Vince saying, "You better sell. Y'all need to sit there and come together and say, we're not gonna no sell to join Cena. And we would rather work with Ryback." And yeah, I was supposed to, they were supposed to sell to John Cena, and Ryback went back and told them not to no sell to John Cena and to go tell Vince that they were not going to sell to John Cena. So they ended up working with Ryback. Well, you know what good old John Cena did? Good old John Cena did says, well, to his daddy Vince, oh, they wouldn't sell to John Cena, but they went and worked with Ryback. I need Ryback to go ahead and sell to John Cena, and then we need to let his ass go.
So I know WrestleMania is going to be in Hollywood. The rumor is that The Rock has took some time and early next year to do the match with Roman Reigns. Now, should it be The Rock and Roman Reigns, or should it be Rock, Cena 3, or should it be the triple threat, Rock, Cena, and you? I
Oh,
mean,
what
you.
what what I think this is the idea dream match for WrestleMania of all time. It's we bring back Bill Goldberg. Okay, think about it. We bring back Goldberg, and then we bring back Batista, and then we bring back The Undertaker, and then we bring back Kane, and then we bring back Stone Cold Steve Austin and Hulk Hogan, and then we bring back The Rock, and then we bring in Roman Reigns. And then what we do is we have a handicap match where John Cena faces all of those guys, and John Cena, they sell to John Cena all at one time, all together.
So you be doing that attitude adjustment to all of them.
All of them, all on top of me, and then I do the AJ right there on all of them, and I just throw them like that, and they better sell to John Cena. Every one of them better sell to John Cena at one time, and then John Cena beats them with the 1, 2, 3.
Now, I do know that you were telling me the other day, Cena, that not only do you like watching Bearstown and you like watching my work, but I heard that you're a big fan of Michael Sean Poston.
Well, he doesn't. He's not on. Is he still on here? YouTube took his channel down.
Oh, they took both channels down?
Does he still do anything on the other channel? He doesn't really do a lot. I don't think he does as much on YouTube anymore. He used to. I wasn't a big fan because he was always no selling to John Cena. He was always no selling. He was sitting there bashing, and he told me I had a big head. I got caught in the tree of woe, and he said that I was clumsy and I tripped on the way to the ring. And every time I would make a mistake just listening to Michael Sean Poston sit there and rag on John Cena. And so I told my daddy Vince, this guy is no selling. This guy is no selling. We got to get him off of YouTube. And so that's what happened.
So I heard that you also were secretly a big TNA fan there back in the day.
Well, they were trying to get John Cena, and they said we'll get you people that will no sell to you, but it's just the higher caliber of talent that Vince offers to no sell to John Cena on a daily basis was just better than what Dixie Carter could offer John Cena. You know what I'm saying? Vince McMahon offered The Rock to sell to John Cena, and Dixie Carter offered Austin Aries. Well, it was a no-brainer. I would rather have The Rock no selling to John Cena, nothing personal, than Austin Aries. It just makes sense. This is business sense, Kev.
Indeed, it is. Now, are you going to be making another rap album?
John Cena invented rap, and in fact, John Cena's rap album you can't expand on perfection, Big Kev. That rap album was perfect, and you can't expand on it. I think it's almost blasphemy that Wiz Khalifa and Post Malone and Childish Gambino, even it's an insult to me personally that they're even out here trying to rap. You've already got the perfect rap album by John Cena and the Doctor of Thugonomics, and for you to sit there and waste your time because that's always the best. That was the best there, Big Kev. That was the best one there ever was.
So let's see, Cena, in the wrestling world and the celebrity world, if you have two people that you can punch in the face, do the 5-knuckle shuffle to, who would you punch?
Ron Perlman and Michael Rappaport.
Oh, yeah, Michael Rappaport tried to do that whole Boston thing. I know you really want to.
He tries to no sell like John Cena, and he stole my gimmick, and he made a career out of it. He tries to go out there and pretend like he's John Cena.
I heard that Mark Wahlberg tried to steal your gimmick too.
Yeah, but at least people like Mark Wahlberg. He doesn't tarnish my reputation. But I can't have this Michael Rappaport guy go out there and get hit in the face with a snowball and claim that he's a badass. Look, that you better sell because I'm like John Cena. It makes John Cena look weak now because he sold to that snowball. And now everybody's like, well, hell, I found John Cena's weakness. All you got to do is hit him in the face with a snowball and he's going to sell.
Speaking of which, we got someone in the comments section, Stephen Rose, who's the sexiest man alive, but he knows shows on that. But everybody knows that John Cena is the sexiest man alive.
You better sell Stephen Rose to John Cena. You better sell. You better sell. You better go, and you better not touch those boobies that I paid for of Nikki Bella neither, because I paid for those boobies. It was me that paid for those boobies, Stephen Rose. So if you get a lap dance from Nikki Bella, you better not touch her boobies, because I paid for those boobies, and those don't belong to you.
Tell you what, though, John, you do you think do you want to break Ric Flair's record?
I just think that Ric Flair needs to give me all his title shots. I think he needs it, all this title reigns need to be added to John Cena, and say if John Cena would have been around whenever I was winning these titles, I wouldn't have won these titles, and so I'm giving these title reigns to John Cena because John Cena is the best at no selling.
Seaman Rose said he's working with Booker T to get some points for that. Can you dig that, sucker?
He better sell as long as Booker T offers me that he's going to sell. Then John Cena will help him out. He'll go to his promotion and wrestle, but they better sell. I don't care. It's only females. You can't wrestle females. No, I don't care if it's a female or not. They better sell to John Cena. They better sell.
I heard you actually taught Booker T how to do the spinneroonie.
Yeah. Ooh, I taught you. I said, Booker, you're doing it all wrong. It goes like this right here. You can't do it because you're doing this. You can't. That's mine. You can't have this. You got to go like this right here. I said, that's there. You can do that, but you can't do it because this is mine. And let me show you how to do this spinneroonie thing. And you're trying to copy me. You can't copy me. What? So you better sell, Booker. You better sell to John Cena.
John Cena versus Leon. Book it.
Well, as long as Leon sells, Leon better sell to John Cena. He better sell.
Now, I heard, John Cena, that if you would have came into TTC, that you would have made Duke Botters and everybody sell to you. You would have made all of us sell to you.
Yeah, even A-Train. A-Train better sell to John Cena. He better sell. And, but he got me. Remember that time that A-Train got me a lap dance at that club whenever we were hanging out? John Cena remembers that. But, yeah, they better sell. Everybody better sell to John Cena. You better sell. And to the New England Patriots. You better sell to the Patriots. You better sell.
So do you think? So did now I have to ask you one question here. Did Tom Brady leave New England because of Belichick, or did Tom Brady leave because he wouldn't no sell to John Cena?
I told Tom Brady it's like this. You better sell to John Cena. And I went to Tom Brady. I said, look, your firstborn son. I need you to change his name to John Cena. And he wouldn't do it. And I says, well, you know what? I hope you enjoy Florida because that's where you're going, buddy. And so he didn't seem to mind it, though. He just, he didn't act like he didn't give a shit that I sent him to Florida. You better sell to John Cena. You better sell.
So I found out that all those years that Michael Jordan and the Bulls won the championship, the reason why Michael was so good at basketball because he followed the Cena-ism.
Yeah, he wasn't going to no sell to nobody. Except for the Rockets, that's why he retired. Fucking Hakeem told him, you better sell to Hakeem and Vernon Maxwell and Robert Horry and Sam Cassell. And Jordan says, well, I'm not gonna no sell. I'm gonna be like Austin and take my ball and go home. And then, he came back after, they stopped no selling. When the Rockets stopped no selling, then Jordan came back. But he said he wouldn't have no part of selling to Houston.
And I heard the reason why that LeBron struggles because he doesn't follow what John Cena says.
I think that LeBron James goes to CM Punk's school of complaining about everything. That's what I think. I think he goes to the CMPU, which is just learning how to complain about everything and blame everybody else for your problems.
So what would have happened if John Cena would have been in the Monday Night Wars and you would have signed with WCW? Do you think WCW would still be in business?
John Cena would immediately go in and he would sit there and say, bring me Hogan, bring me Hall, and bring me Nash immediately. Not later, immediately. I want to see all three of them immediately, Eric Bischoff. And then I would have told him, here's how it's going to go. Hogan, Hall, and Nash. I'm going to join the WCW. And day one, I'm going to no sell. every day of your life. This is your life. Is you better sell. You better sell to John Cena.
I know kids all around the world look up to John Cena, but I wonder if he's making the kids sell to him.
They better sell. You better sell to John Cena. And I see, because everybody in AEW wrestling, they like to steal my move and kick out at 2. How many matches in AEW wrestling do you see where they're kicking out at 2?
A lot. And you know what, though, Cena, though, you didn't. But the one thing you don't do is you don't do all those front flips and those Canadian destroyers that everybody kicks out of at 2 or 3. It takes a lot to kill. It takes a lot to pin John Cena.
No, I don't, because I'm like the Terminator, and the only move I need is the kick out at 2. That's the only move that I need, and they don't understand that the kick out of 2, that's the best move. That's all you need in your arsenal.
There's a rumor going around that when you kick out at 2, that you like to fart when you kick out.
And I call it, give them a little famunda cheese. That's what I likes to do, some famunda cheese. And then they learn that you're going to sell to John Cena after that. They try to hold me down at 3, and then you go ahead and give them a little bit of that famunda cheese, and then they can't hold you down no more.
So that's why you came on one of the shows, on one of the interviews, you said you had an accident once because you were eating too much cheese.
Yeah. I went, son, right there in the ring. He pins me 1, 2. The ref ain't going to sit there and count to 3. Not whenever he hears.
Well, and this has been a really great interview here with John Cena, the 16-time world champion of professional wrestling entertainment. Any closing arguments, John Cena, to the fans around the world or people who might be looking forward to you coming back this summer?
All I can sit there and say is if you see John Cena, you better sell. If you're in a barista and you're standing behind taking a photograph of John Cena without John Cena's permission, you better sell to John Cena. That's all I got to say.
Believe me, guys, when I trained with Cena in the ring, I did all my finishers on him and he kicked out at 2.
That's the best move.
It is the best move is kick out at 2. Now, John Cena, the one last question I have for you is what do you think of AEW wrestling as a whole?
I believe that they have perfected the art of kicking out at 2, but they've perfected the art of doing similar botches as John Cena, but they just haven't perfected the art of no selling like John Cena had. I mean, it's like watching a future Faces of Death episode right now with all the botches, but it's kind of scary to watch some of the matches in AEW. But they haven't perfected the art of no selling, but they have perfected the art of kicking out at 2. I'll give them that.
Well, this is Big Kev or Big Kev's World Inside the Squared Circle with the 16-time world champion John Cena. I felt I'm already selling to him as it is because I'm best rapper, one of the best action stars out there. If you got HBO Max, go watch the Suicide Squad. Go watch his TV show. You get to see a whole new John Cena on her.
Do, 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 do. You can't see me, but you can see my show.
And you guys better sub to me. You better sell. You people better sell to me too.
You better sub to Big Kev and sell to John Cena.